Because all right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. If you are watching this video, whether live or on replay, that means you've already made the decision to go ahead and join or partner with whoever showed you the information in the first place. What this is referred to here is, let me go ahead and give you a heads up. You're going to want to have pen and paper. So as you guys are teaching this to your new business partners, you're going to want them to show up with a fresh sheet of paper and a pen that writes. Have a secondary pen in case one goes out on you, because this is going to be some important information. And I can't always wait for everybody to catch up. So if you're on here live, thank you, Denise. I see you're on here live. I know this is your first go around with this. If you're watching the recording, again, get back with the person that got you the information to get you started, and make sure you take good critical notes, because this is going to be step 2 of how you start your business. Even though a part of step 2 is step 1, I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, we refer to this as a NMO, new member orientation. So you're going to want to write that at the top of your paper. New member orientation. Denise, can you read that at the top of my whiteboard, ma'am?
I can. Yes, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so as you're giving the new member orientation, you probably, most likely, depending on who got you involved in the business, have already been assigned what we call the strong emotional barriers to exit. What does that mean? That means 20 reasons why, and we're just going to shorten it. 20 reasons why this business, this particular business, has to be successful for you. Okay, and this can be anything. I know getting to 20 is hard. Getting to 10 is easy. Around about 14, 15, it's going to get real difficult for you, and that's why we do 20, is because it's going to make you think deeper than just what's on the surface about why you want to have a successful business. And let me give you just a couple of tips on that. Most people say, well, I want a new house. I want a new car. I want to retire my spouse. I want to provide college education for my kids. All of that's great. And that's just one of the hundreds of reasons that it could be. When you're writing these things down in your book, remember, this list is for you. And you're going to take this list and you're going to give it to the person that sponsored you or partnered with you in this business. Why? Emotional barrier to exit. Because when it gets hard, on the days you don't feel good, on the days that it's raining and you just feel blah, you're having a bad day, you're depressed, you're struggling, you're frustrated, fill in the blank with whatever reason. Your sponsor can come to you and say, and I'll use Denise as an example since she's here live. Hey, Denise, do you remember when you first started, you told me that one of the biggest reasons why you wanted to be successful in this business is because you wanted to provide a better future for your daughter? And
Yes,
she's going to obviously say, yes, I do, because that's going to be number 1 on her list. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I need you to think about that right now, because we got to go watch this training on the new comp plan. That's the purpose of doing that. That's why it's called a strong emotional barrier to exit. It keeps you from leaving. We shorten that by calling it the 20 reasons why list. All right. So along with that, and the reason why I said earlier that this is probably already done, because you need to have rapport with the person that's coming on the business with you. You need to know, do they want to build a business, or do they just want to be a customer? Do they just want to buy products? Those things are critical. That's important, because if they just want to be a customer, they don't need this. This is for business partners. This is for business partners. So the second part of that is you want to identify your top 4 goals. And how do you identify these top 4 goals? From the 20 reasons why. That's how you identify those. And what I recommend is that don't make one of your top 4 goals, I want to make $30,000 a month. That's on your 20 reasons why list. You make your top 4 goals something that's attainable and reachable in a fairly short to intermediate amount of time. For example, when I joined 2 years ago, I wanted to pay off my wife's car, right? So I put that on the top 4. And the reason for this is once you get close to that and you do it, you've got your reasons 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 3x5 index card or your, excuse me, right quick. Let me grab one. I normally keep these handy. I should have had them over here. You write those top 4 goals on your index card and you put them on your TV, put them on your refrigerator, put them on your dashboard, put them on your desk, put them in your purse, tape them to the mirror in your bathroom. Whatever you got to do with them. That way, every day you're looking at these top 4 goals and saying, this is what's going to drive me. This is what's going to drive me. This is what's going to drive me. And as you could, it feels really good to check this box and mark that off your top 4 goal list because you attain it. Think about that. How good is that going to make you feel when you check the box? And guess what you get to do at that point? Move on down the line and add another goal. Because nothing makes you feel better than accomplishing a goal that you set for yourself. Whether it's spiritual, physical, financial, it doesn't matter. Achieving goals makes you feel good, and that's going to drive you. So I'm going to leave that part alone. Like I said, index card, sticky note, whatever you have, so that you can be looking at that constantly. So these are things that are normally talked about prior to you doing the next thing. Make initial order. Well, how do you know what an initial order should be? Because you've already talked to your prospective business partner about their 20 reasons why and their top 4 goals. So you can help teach them what an appropriate initial order. Make appropriate initial order. Because the appropriate initial order, let's say they really don't want to build a business. They just want to get some products for weight release or blood pressure lowering or A1Cs, whatever. They still need to make the appropriate initial order, but they don't really care about building a business. Well, you can't suggest to them what product you have available to help them achieve whatever goal they're after, unless you build some rapport with them. So like the first 4 things that we're going to talk about really are already done prior to the order being made. Does that make sense with everybody? I know even on the replay, people are shaking their head and typing 1 in the chat or saying yes in the chat because that's how it works. So the next thing you're going to do is set up appropriate auto delivery. We're just going to make that AD, auto delivery. Why is that important? Because you've talked to them about their 20 reasons. They've identified their top 4 goals. And by the way, you're not going to come up with these 20 reasons right off the top within an hour. It might take some time, but I recommend strongly that you do this with your new business partner within 24 to 48 hours of them deciding that they want to join or partner with you in business. So let me just adjust that slightly. That's why it's called appropriate auto delivery. Now, if they're going to get into business, we already know, most of us, and if you don't, that'll be covered in a different training about the comp plan, that for a business partner to build the appropriate initial order and minimum auto delivery order is at 50 BV. And I will get to that on another training. If you're watching this on replay, get with the person that is showing you this information and ask them what that means. So we're going to move on. So you've already, and Denise is pretty high speed. She's already working on her 20 reasons why. She's identifying her top 4 goals. And I know one of them for sure because I just shared it with you. Sorry for throwing you under the bus, but you know what? We're family here, and this is what we do.
Yeah.
She's already made her appropriate initial order because she told me, I want to build a business. And she told me why she wanted to build a business. We're working down in here with the setup appropriate auto delivery, and we'll get to that because this is Denise's first day. So, you know, she's learning along with you guys that are watching the replay. So what's next? Okay, tools and resources. Tools and resources. What does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Tools and resources is, sorry, I keep getting messages. Your back office basics. So Elizabeth Harper and I came together and we came up with this acronym and we call it POP Bob. So we pop Bob, right? POP meaning product of the product. You are a product of the product. Right here, when you made your initial order, you became a product of the product. And if you're popping Bob, B-O-B, this stands for back office basics. What does that mean? You go into your back office, you learn where to order, how to set up your auto delivery, where's your commissions at. We have in our back office, we have a free FAQ search platform, search engine, to where if you want to know about a certain product or benefit of a product, you just start typing that in there and any article related to it will pop up in your back office, right? So that's one of the tools and resources. Other things that could be considered tools and resources is your videos. Coach Marcus every Thursday does a business overview. Coach Tina every Thursday does a product overview called the Detox Divas. And when I'm telling you she's a detox diva, if there's a problem, she knows the solution to it. Coach Sonic does a Coach's Corner training every Wednesday. And there's other things out there. There's tools there that the leadership does that you can leverage their knowledge and information. And I'll get more to that in just a little bit. So tools and resources, take advantage of all of them that you can find. The next thing that you're going to want to focus on, obviously, and also in your back office basics, we recommend that you click on 3 links a day. 3 links a day. So by the time the end of the year comes, you've clicked on well over 300 links. Not that there's 300 separate links in there, but you've clicked on them enough that you're very proficient with what your back office has in it, what it does, what it's capable of doing. And why is that important? Because when you get a new business partner that decides they want to team up with you, they're going to have questions. So you're going to need to know how to explain to them what things are in the back office and how you're going to do that if you're not proficient in your back office, right? So some of this takes a little time, but you do need this your very first 24 to 48 hours in the business so that you know what you need to be doing as a sponsor or as a leader. So number 5 is going to be, and I'm going to put this on here because I don't have room to have my whiteboard up vertical. I'm going to erase all this. So I hope you're taking good notes, and I know that you are. The very next thing you're going to do is build belief. Build belief. What are you building belief in? Great question. Well, for one, you're going to build belief in the business model. How are you going to do that? Well, back here, tools and resources, you're going to watch some videos that are industry validation videos. And I'm going to get to some of those in a minute. How else are you going to build belief in the business model? Well, that's where the compensation plan comes in, which is a separate training. You may have seen that prior to the new member orientation, or you might be prepping to receive that immediately after or very near future after this training. So you just need to build a belief in the model. And we have, I promise you, one of the most fair, aggressive, and balanced pay plan that's out there. How do I know that? Because I've had other people that are not in this business evaluate the compensation plan who are very, very qualified to do so. And they all agree. It's fair, aggressive, and balanced. So the next thing you want to build belief in, and I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to start erasing while I'm telling you guys this, is you need to build belief in the company. How are you going to build belief in the company? Well, your sponsor or team leader, we call that your support team, your success team. Well, from you and above, it's your support team. You and the team you're building is referred to as a success team. We don't like to use upline, downline terms here. I mean, let's say we're out somewhere in public and you're introducing your success team member to, let's say, Will Sanders. How is it going to make them feel when you say, hey, Will, this is my new downline member? Right? That's not going to feel any good. You don't want to feel like that. You don't want to be referred to like that. But when you could say, hey, Coach Will, let me introduce you to my new success team member. Doesn't that sound more positive and uplifting? And you're celebrating, right? You're going to make that person feel good, and you're going to feel good about yourself and what it is that you're doing and who you're exposing that person to. We also only have one formulator and one CEO. You can Google Alexandria Brighton. I'll say that again. Alexandria Brighton. Google her. She's our formulator. And she's been in the business or in the industry for years. Paula Scarcella. 1L in Paula. Paula Scarcella is our CEO and founder. Right? So I'm going to let you guys do your own research on that. And that's how you're going to build belief in the company, because you're going to do the research. Everything that Alexandria Brighton does and creates is with an intention. And that's beautiful. While we're at that point, let me tell you this, something a lot of people don't know. Because she's been in this industry for so long and she is who she is, she has the best relationships with the growers and farmers worldwide. What's the benefit in that? Glad you asked. Here's the benefit. That means she gets cream of the crop pick of the harvest. First pick of the harvest. What does that mean? What that means is there's several other companies out here that have similar products, but they're nowhere near to the standard of ours. Why? Because she gets first picks. So by default, you're going to have the highest quality product. Everybody else's, my opinion, everybody else's is less than because they don't have the best quality. There's no way they could compare. So I'm going to leave that alone. What's the next way to build a belief in the products? I just kind of alluded to that. So products, we've got build belief in the business model, the company, and now the products. That should be the third belief system in your notes. Products. How do you build belief in your product? Well, you've already ordered. Earlier, you went up here, product is a product, and you ordered. It's going to take 2 to 3 business days. It'll get to you. You're going to use the products. You're going to try the products. You're going to share the products. And you're going to probably create a testimonial for yourself and for your friends about the products you're using. So the only way to build a belief in the product is to be a product of the product. Pop Bob that I had up here earlier. What's the next way? Pay plan. You got to build a belief in the pay plan. I told you earlier, we've got a fair, aggressive, and balanced pay plan. Tommy, how do we build a belief in the pay plan? Glad you asked. You get out here, you've already got your free website. You've already got all of the support of your support team. You've got a way to earn. Even if you join this business after the 1st of August and you have not made a purchase yet, this company is so awesome, fair, and aggressive that they're offering you an eternal 25% retail bonus. I'll say that again, eternal 25% retail bonus. You set up your free account. You haven't made a purchase yet. You're trying to, maybe you set up, or maybe you got a gift card as your initial purchase because you weren't sure what you wanted to buy yet because you're not familiar with the products in your back office that are available. So you get in, you get $100 gift card, which is $100 flat. There's no tax, no shipping. It is a digital card, but you can only use a gift card one time for the life of your account. So make it count. So now you're active, you're eligible to earn with or without the gift card, with or without a purchase. You can earn 25%. So let's say, Denise, you got in, you did all the things you're supposed to do, but let's say you joined with a free account and you're talking to mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, and you're telling them about this, and they're like, hey, I'd like to try some of your products. They decide they want to go with the gold standard kit, which is a 100 BV product. So 25% of 100 BV is how much money? Type that in the chat. Or say it out loud if you're on the microphone. Because I know right now people are talking, watching the replay going, $25. That's exactly right. $25. That's 25% of 100 because we were paid percentage of the BV, not percentage of the dollar amount. And the BV and dollar amount ratio is really, really close with this pay plan. So you got in for free. You've been here for a day. You were talking to somebody in your family about your products. They find out that you have stuff they already pay for and use from somewhere else, but yours is non-toxic and has healthy benefits made with pure plant-based, ingredients that are organic. I think I said non-toxic, without toxic chemicals. So all they got to do is swap shop, and then earn. So now you came into the business with zero skin in the game and made a $25 commission, which is placed into your back office in real time as it happens. Great. That's how you build belief in the pay plan because you're making money. And at that point, you're already to the profit side because you didn't spend any money. So what's the next thing? What do you think the most important thing to have belief in is? I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
Of all these other things, yourself. And how you're going to build belief in yourself is because you're doing all the other things that we talked about. You're sharing. You're going to do personal development and self-improvement exercises. There's books. There's videos. Remember back earlier up in your notes, it said tools and resources. You're going to be using those things. You're going to be listening to videos or watching videos or listening to audiobooks by people like Robert Kiyosaki, Jim Rohn, Mark Yarnell, Tim Sales, you name it. We've got an entire library to help you build belief in yourself, to do personal development exercises to get better at what you want to achieve than you were when you came in. That's what we're here for. Because without you, there is no business. Without you, there is no business. So what are some of those? I just alluded to some of the names. And again, I apologize for the lack of space on this whiteboard. When I make my first million, I'm going to have a life-size whiteboard that's about 8 feet tall and 6 feet wide, and we won't have to erase anything. I might actually get that before my first million. Maybe I'll use that as a goal on my way to achieving it. So I give you some of the authors. Brilliant Compensation. And let me say this, for people that have never been involved in a network marketing platform before, this is a really good video. If the people that you're prospecting or have talked to, they're already familiar with MLM, I'll get to another title. But for those that have no idea how MLM works, you're going to want them to watch this. Brilliant Compensation. And it truly is a remarkable video. It's a little outdated, but the concept and the topic is very on point. Tim Sales. Just like it sounds. Tim Sales, Tim Sales. What's another great one? Glad you asked. Robert Kiyosaki. Anybody in the MLM world knows who Robert Kiyosaki is. Again, for those that have never been exposed to MLM, he has a video called The Perfect Business, where he breaks it down. Again, that's by Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyossaki. For those of you that are unfamiliar with his name. Now, here's a really good one for someone that is familiar with MLM and the platform of how MLM works. It's called the Banned, BANNED class, parts 1 and 2 by Mark Yarnell. YARNELL. He does a beautiful job explaining why it's called the band class. Because I promise you, employers and business owners do not want you to be exposed to that type of information. Why? Because you won't need them anymore. And the only way that they're successful is on the sweat of your back and efforts. When you become your own CEO, which many of you are right now, because you've already taken advantage of the opportunity that was shared with you by someone that loves and cares about you enough to share it with you. You're already a CEO, right? And you're going to build an organization of CEOs. That's how that's going to work. And it's a beautiful thing. So now that you've got those things, you're working on personal development, you're working on belief in yourself and all the 5 beliefs that we talked about. The next thing that you're going to do, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Denise is already on top of this before we even talked about it. It's called your hot market customer acquisition system. Customer acquisition system. What does system stand for? System is an acronym. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. I'll give you a minute to write that down. SYSTEM. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. And that's what we do here. We duplicate systems. We build people, people build the business. It really is that simple. We are a leadership development company that utilizes MLM and health and wellness products to fuel the movement. It's really that simple. So who is your hot market? Your hot market is the people who know, trust, and love you enough to, no matter what you got going on, car breaks down, 3 a.m., flat tire, whatever, you can make a phone call to whoever this person or these people are and say, listen, I need help. I'm broke down. I need you. Without question, these people are going to show up. Depending on the lifestyle that you live or the mistakes that you make, you could be in jail. Hey, you got one phone call. Who's that one phone call going to go to? That's your hot market. That's hot because they're coming to get you. No questions asked. You might get the riot act on the way home, but they're coming to get you. That's who you go to. Now, you're not going to go to them with a business opportunity. That's not what you're going to do. Very rarely do those people become a business partner or builder. However, what you are going to do is ask them for a favor. That's the key word. Write that down. Ask for a favor. Listen, I just started a business. I want to ask you for a small favor. All I need is a one-time purchase of any amount so I can get this business going. Can I count on you for your support? That is your hot market. Okay. That's very different from the other things that you're going to do as you learn to build the business. business, and I'm going to paraphrase here, or abbreviate, not paraphrase, business announcement text. For those of you on social media, this could also work for you on your social media post or inside your messenger. But there's additional training for that. There's also additional training on how to build up your social media presence and how to optimize your platforms on what you have. And that will be separate. For those of you not on social media, this is a wonderful thing too, because everybody in the world right now has cell phones from 6-year-olds to 96-year-olds. Everybody's got a cell phone. What's in that cell phone? This is a mini computer. These days, this is a mini computer. Back when first cell phones came out, it was not quite the computer that it is today. And I just dated myself by sharing that information. But inside there, you go with your phone contact log. I promise you, there's between 400 and 600 contacts in there. I don't care if it's a pizza man, Home Base, Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Little Caesars, the electric company, whatever. Everybody's a contact. So what are you doing with your business announcement text? You're going to reach out and let them all know, hey, this is me. I just wanted to let you know that I just started a business and that I'm open. If you know anybody that's interested in becoming healthier or earning any more money, please let me know. Or, same concept, if you know anybody that's interested in health and wellness and possibly earning some additional income, please share this link with them. One of two things is going to happen. One thing guaranteed to happen is, because we're humans, we're curious by nature. We're like, yeah, I'll share your link, bro. But they're going to look and see what it is. So be cognizant of what link you send them, and we can get into that in a future training. But you let them know that you're open for business and ready to start building. And chances are, I said one of two things, they're going to open it and look at it. And the other thing you're going to do is, hey, I know this dude that's got a high blood pressure issue. Let me send this over to him. So now they're working for you. They're free advertisement for you because you made the business announcement text. Right? So that's just another way to get your business up off the ground. Once you've done that, by the time you've done your hot market and your business announcement text, I can't guarantee anything 100%, but there's a really good chance you've already made some money between these two steps. And if you did it properly, you're already in the profit. You've already made your money back plus. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is master the art of the invite. Master the art of the invite. There's a really, really good audio book, and I believe there's a video out there as well, by Tom, Big Al, nickname, in quotations. You start Googling, his name's going to pop up. Schreiter. S-H-R-I-E-T-E-R. I might have the I and the E transposed. Tom Big Al Schreiter. He is great mentor on mastering the art of the invite and other things like icebreakers. So definitely recommend those two audio books or videos. What does that mean? What are we mastering? Well, you're going to learn who to invite, how to invite them, and what to invite them to. Somebody who's only interested in possibly releasing weight or lowering their blood pressure, you don't need to invite to a business presentation. You don't. You invite them to a testimonial call or the Detox Divas, or you share some product knowledge with them. Those that say they're interested in building business, master the art of the invite. They've already told you who they are. They're looking for business. How do you invite them? Well, we're going to find out, are they comfortable with a Zoom? Are they comfortable watching a replay on YouTube? Can I send you a video? Whatever it is for that person that works. And the invite is to whatever you feel covers what they're after. You're providing a solution to their need. So if they need information on how to build a business, you invite them to either an opportunity overview or send them a video with information on the opportunity. If they're interested in products, you send them some testimonials or you send them some information about products that you have that are associated with their issue. We're offering a solution to their problem they didn't know they had until we helped them expose it, right? So what's the next thing after that? We've already done this hot market. You're making money. You're doing all the things. You're sharing. Everybody knows you're open for business. Now you're inviting people to whatever it is they need for their solution. So the next thing is launch. Launch. There's a difference between starting a business and launching a business. For those of you taking notes, this should be number 9. Launch your business. What does that mean? We're talking about all out letting everybody know what's going on. Social media, your text, the neighborhood, you're launching. What that means is you need, at a minimum, to launch your business, 50 quality exposures in a 7-day period. Now, a quality exposure is not a flyer on a window. It is not a general post on your page. It is not just a blam, hey, y'all, I'm in business, come buy my stuff in a group. That's not what it is. A quality exposure is a one-on-one or a one-on-two conversation, whether it be in Messenger or a text or over coffee in a local coffee shop, about what it is you have to offer. You're having a conversation with them. Remember back here, Master the Art of the Invite. This is about building a little rapport, find out what they need, and let them know you have a solution to that. 50 quality exposures inside of a 7-day period. You're going to get some sales. You're going, possibly and hopefully and probably, you're going to find a business partner, at least one. I can't, disclaimer is I am not a financial advisor, even though I am a part of the financial freedom revolution. So anything I say is strictly from testimonials of myself and other people in this industry that have had success with that. I am also not a medical professional. So any product that we talk about here or later is not intended to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure anything. It's simply us sharing information and experiences that we've had. So I need to get that out of the way before we move on to the next thing. Launch your business. Now, there's 50. I recommend 100. For those of you that are really popular and you got 3,000, 5,000, 20,000 followers on whatever book or gram, get in there and engage with those people. They're followers, make them follow you. Send them a message. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I just launched my business and I'm looking for a one-time purchase, or if you have interest in earning additional income, feel free to reach out. You know where to find me. Whatever works for you. Launch that business. And the final thing that you need to do to prove your proficiency in this, step number 10, learn to do the new member orientation. This right here, what we just covered. You learn to do that, and your new member orientation is now complete. So it's really as simple as that. We will be doing another recording of another video very shortly on the compensation plan of this particular company. That video will be available very soon. So whoever it is, if you see this prior to that video being done, please be patient. It's coming. We got you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording at this time. I think. I'm trying to do it with no glasses on. Not going to happen. I'm going to end up pushing something right here.